Iran's foreign minister calling out Congress, specifically Senator Tom Cotton, saying that he and Congress should not get in the way of a deal with Tehran, saying that Congress will isolate America if it does. A few moments ago, I talked with Tennessee Senator Bob Corker, chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. He is now working on a bill. In fact, he's doing it today in Congress. Senator Corker, thanks for coming back here on America's Newsroom.
I'm glad to be with you, Bill. Thank you.
Why is the Iranian foreign minister calling out Congress at an American university in New York City?
Well, let's face it, Iran is not a country like the United States, which is why we care so much about getting this nuclear deal right. But Congress, if we pass the legislation before us right now, is going to have a say in this deal. He does not want that to happen. He does not want us teasing out the details, understanding the details. He wants to deal directly with the administration. So obviously he's not happy right now.
Why does he want that? What does Iran gain from that?
I think he feels that if he deals directly with the administration and does not come through the United States Senate like my bill will cause us to do, I think he feels like he can get a better deal. I think if he knows that we're going to be checking all the details, going through all the classified annexes, that this deal is going to have to be a lot tighter and therefore not as much in their favor. And obviously he's upset about that.
Wow. Okay. All right. So he talked about Tom Cotton, your colleague, Republican from Arkansas. Cotton wrote that letter that 47 senators signed. It was sent to Iran. You did not sign it. Here's what Cotton said on Twitter. He said, "Hey, Javad Zarif, I hear you called me out today. If you're so confident, let's debate the Constitution, one of four. I understand if you decline, after all, in your 20s, you hid in the United States during the Iran-Iraq War while peasants and kids were marched to die." Tweet number 3 of 4. You want to react to that?
You know, I don't do a lot of tweeting, but look, I think it's very evident that the United States Senate and many of us who care deeply about this deal not being one that obviously gives them a nuclear weapon, plus, Bill, $130 billion to carry out terrorist activities throughout the region, obviously they're upset about this, which is all the more reason we need to pass this piece of legislation that is before us, to give ourselves, on behalf of you and the American people, the opportunity to see all the details before the sanctions that Congress put in place are lifted.
Yeah, now on your bill, tell us why it is so important to get this to pass. There's not a vote now, but there may be midweek next week. Why is it so important, Senator?
So, Bill, right now, the president has the unilateral ability today to do whatever deal he wants to do with Iran and go straight to the UN Security Council to cause it to be done and over, without Congress, on behalf of the American people, playing any role. So what we have right now is a bill to take back that national security waiver that was given to the president when we put these sanctions in place, to take that back and say, no, we want to go through these details on behalf of the American people. We want to put a stay on your ability to lift these sanctions until we have a chance to weigh in. Now, it's a heavy lift. I mean, we've got to, pass a resolution of disapproval if we don't like the deal. But otherwise, Bill, we have no opportunity to play any role. In addition to that, if a deal is done, the president has to certify every 90 days that Iran is in compliance and give us the opportunity to snap back sanctions if that is not the case. So it's a very, very important piece of legislation. The reaction that you're seeing from Iran right now is one of the indicators that this is something that needs to happen on behalf of you and the other people in your viewing audience.
Will you get 67 votes on this, or do you have that already?
We got 67 co-sponsors today. Obviously, we have some amendments that we're voting on. I think there's a chance, Bill, that the American people are saying to all of their senators and House members, we want you to play a role. We don't want the president to go directly to the UN Security Council. So I think there's a chance that we end up with an overwhelming vote.
You're not there yet, though, right? That's what I hear you saying. You're not at 67.
Well, we have 67 co-sponsors, but Bill, so we'll see. I mean, we'll see next week. I take it a day at a time here, Bill.
Yeah,
this is
I bet
very
you do.
Important.
Yeah, it is. You know, the foreign minister from Iran says they've got disagreements on, quote, almost everything. So now you get into the discussions about when you lift sanctions, the pace of sanction relief, and on and on and on. So who knows whether or not there's a deal in 60 days or not, but we will watch your vote. in Congress. Sir, thank you for your time. I'll give the last
Bill.
word. You look like you want to say something.
I
Go.
do, Bill. I think the very fact that Iran is telling their people one thing about the deal and our administration is telling us something else bodes for passage of this piece of legislation so that the American people have us going through every detail, much of which will be classified on their behalf, to make sure that this is something that will stand the test of time. Thank you for letting me be on, and have a good day.
Bob Corker, thank you. The Republican from Tennessee with me today from Capitol Hill. Thank you, sir. We'll speak again.